Before going to the video, it is enough to subscribe to the channel and open the notification button to follow such tales. Now let's go to the story. One was not. There was a clever hedgehog and a cunning fox. The hedgehog and the fox were friends and lived together for many years. Every day they entered Kozakai's nest, stole one of his chickens, and fed them. One day, Kozakai set a trap for them. He dug a deep hole in front of Hai. He also covered it with garbage so that the hole was not visible. In the middle of the night, the fox and the hedgehog came again to steal the chicken. While trying to sneak up to the door, they both fell into the hole. The fox and the hedgehog were amazed at this cunning of Koz. There was no way out of the hole. They thought a lot about what to do, but it was useless to think, because the hole was very deep. Hedgehog said, "It won't be like that, my friend. Take me in your mouth, lift me up from the hole. Once I get to the top, I'll pull you out with the rope." The fox agreed and took the hedgehog in his mouth and threw it up with all his might. After the hedgehog got out of the hole, he said to the fox, "Thank you, my friend, stay safe," and left. The fox was stunned. He did not understand why the hedgehog did this. It was already opening in the morning. The fox could not get out of the hole. A little later, Kozakai would come to see him. After thinking for a while, the fox said, "Wait. Maybe I cheated this Koz," he said, bent his mouth, beat himself to death, and lay on his back. A little later, a Kai came to Koz. He saw that there was a dead fox in the hole. Kozakai was happy and said, "Yes, did you fall into a trap, cunning, did you lose, pig? How long have you been eating my chickens, so now I'm wearing your fur as a collar for my coat?" He said and grabbed the fox's tail, took it out of the hole and threw it. As soon as the fox got out of the hole, he jumped up and said, "Thank you, Mr. Koz, you will hit the collar of your coat when I fall into the hole." He ran towards the mountain and disappeared. Kozakai kept looking after the fox. After getting rid of this trouble, the fox roamed the mountains for a long time. One morning, while passing by the foot of the mountain, he met his old friend the hedgehog. The fox cocked and said to him, "Is there such a friendship? Was that your friendship?" The hedgehog replied, "You are very strange, my friend. What happened? How could I help you there?" The fox was very angry and said, "It's better not to have a friend like you." Hedgehog said, "If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have fallen into that hole at all." Both of them separated and went in different directions. After leaving the hedgehog, the fox wandered for a long time in search of food. But he could not find anything. Whatever he did, he decided to play tricks again. At that time, he saw a man bringing fish from the sea on skis. He quickly slyly foamed at the mouth and lay down in the middle of the road and beat himself to death. When the man who brought fish saw him, he stopped and said, "It will be a good fur." He took the fox and put it on the back of the sled. Then he rode his horse. The fox slowly spilled the fish from the sled along the road, then he got off the sled and ran and began to eat the fish he spilled. Just then, a wolf passing by saw the fox eating fish and came to him and said, "Friend, will you give me one more fish?" The fox gave the wolf a fish. The monster ate the fish. The fish was very tasty. He also asked the fox for one. The fox said, "Go and eat yourself." The monster asked how the fish was caught. The fox said, "Go to the river, break the ice, and put your tail in the water. The fish will stick to your tail, then you will pull your tail and catch and eat the fish." The wolf thanked the fox and the two went to the river together. The monster pierced the ice and dipped its tail into the water. After some time, the fox asked, "How was it? Nothing yet?" The monster replied, "No, I don't feel anything yet." After a while, the fox asked again, "Is there something?" He asked. This time the wolf was happy and said, "Something is moving, it seems that the fish are gathering." The fox said, "Put your tail deeper." The wolf also dug its tail deeper. After waiting a little, the wolf said, "Yes, Mr. Fox," the fish began to collect well. "Looks like it's about time." The cunning fox understood the situation and excitedly said to the wolf, "Oh my God, the wolf master, a hunter with dogs is coming behind him. Hurry up and let's run for our lives." After saying these words, he ran away and disappeared among the mountains. Now look for the fox and you will find it. Scared to death, the wolf tried hard to escape, but he could not escape because his tail was frozen in the water. Just then, he heard the sounds of dogs. Wanting to escape from death, the wolf pulled with all its might in fear of life and its tail broke off. The wolf, writhing in pain, was very angry with the fox and said, "Off, mischievous fox, sly fox, did you do this to me? Hang on, I'll catch you anyway." The wolf fell behind the fox. If he found it, he decided to catch it and eat it. A few days later, he met a fox on the shore of a lake between the mountains. As soon as he saw the fox, he asked, "Did you do this to me?" He said and grabbed her throat. Fox said, "Oh, what's wrong with me? How did I know your tail couldn't pull that many fish? If only you weren't so self-absorbed." The monster said, "No, you deceived me. I will eat you." The fox was scared. What to do? You need to do a trick and escape. He began to think. The fox, who was a master of cunning, did not have to think too much. The fox said, "Look, a fat ram is sleeping in that master's yard. Go eat it, at least you'll be full." In fact, it was not a ram sleeping in the yard, but a big dog. As soon as he saw the wolf, he jumped on him and strangled him to death on the spot. So the fox got rid of the wolf too. After a long time, one day the fox met his old friend the hedgehog. Old friends told each other the stories that happened to them after parting. At that moment, a crow with oil in its mouth landed on the tree near them. By chance, the oil fell from the crow's mouth. Both the fox and the hedgehog were very hungry. They started arguing about who would eat the fat. The fox thought of another trick and said, "The oil is mine." Hedgehog said, "No, the oil is mine." The hedgehog realized that he could not gain anything by arguing and said, "It won't be like that, my friend, whoever is older should be his." The fox agreed and said, "Let's see how old you are." Hedgehog said, "No, you tell me first." The fox said, "No, you tell me first." Hedgehog said, "No, you say." At last the fox agreed to tell his age first, and after thinking it over said, "Well, my friend, I was born when the earth was empty and the sky was copper." Hearing these words, the hedgehog began to cry with tears like pearls. The fox was surprised to see her crying and said, "What happened, my friend, why are you crying?" The hedgehog wiped his eyes and said, "You know, my friend, when you said that, I remembered my little son. I cry for him. He was born when the earth was empty and the sky was copper. But unfortunately, he died at a very young age." Having said this, the hedgehog threw the piece of butter into his mouth and began to eat it with relish. The fox looked into the hedgehog's mouth and said, "God bless you.